What is shaking, everybody? As you can see, our next guest is a former colleague of mine. We did NBA games together on ESPN way back when. He's actually going to be doing NBA games again for NBC coming up. But right now, his duties are play-by-play in Sunday Night Football, which is going to be the 49ers and the Falcons this week. It's a pleasure to welcome Mike Tirico to the show. Mike, what's going on? How you been?
Partner, they have finally found something to catch up to you. You've been ahead of all of us forever. But now, finally, technology. You, a mic, the backyard, and your dog. Like, damn, this is the 20 years ago, if you said this is it, I would have said, yeah, you're right. But it'll never happen. This is it.
It never happened. And it did happen. It did.
I love it.
I got the fountain, I got the dog, I got the mic, and I get to interview my friends and just have a beer. Good. And then it's a 5-step commute. It's the best.
that is fabulous.
It's the best.
I'm going to start you with a story before you start me with a story. So,
okay.
So we're back in the NBA doing the NBA, and I got to speak to the coaches in Chicago. The coaches meet every year in Chicago, right? So at the coaches meeting, and like I'm going in and go, wow, man, I think of when I started this 23 years ago, there are a bunch of dudes in here whose games I did. So I start doing the math because I'm a loser. And I'm like, okay, of the 30, I've done games that 12 of you have coached, or 11, I forget what the number is. And I've called games like 7 or 8 of you. And I'm like, this would be a great way to kind of introduce it. So I'm going around the room and I'm like, like, think about it. Like, there's Chauncey Billups. Chauncey, I got to hand you the Finals MVP trophy, right, up on the stage. Yep. So cool. And this guy and that guy, and then Doug Christie's there. Like, Doug, man, the first NBA game I ever did was you were playing, and it was a preseason game against the Lakers. And I'm like, oh my god, because that was the famous Doug.
I remember that game.
Yeah, yep. That's the first NBA game I ever did, and it was with you, our sideline reporter Sal Masekela. Of X Games fame, right?
Yeah.
And of course, the Lakers and the Kings had that contentious thing going back to the finals in the Western Conference the year before. And this is the first meeting, and this brawl goes up the tunnel, and you can look it up on YouTube. It's ridiculous, right? So I remember I get to the break, and I look at you, and I'm like, is every game like this? What the heck? This is the NBA? Like, oh, my God. So it brought me back to one of my favorite nights of my career, sitting there at then Staples going, what the heck is going on, man? But it was a good laugh, and I brought up your name. So when I do this, I said I got to tell the story again.
Remember Sal Masekela in Seattle?
Yes. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
For those that don't know the story, so Mike and I are doing the game. I don't even know who they're playing. It's up in Seattle, and I don't know if Sal was embedded in the Seattle locker room or on the Seattle sidelines or whatever, but he spent most of his time on the Seattle sidelines. He was kind of bouncing back and forth. We'd go to Sal. Great guy. It's the first time he's ever done the NBA, as Mike said, an X Games guy. So he's hanging out on the Seattle bench with the Seattle players, getting some like scoops and stuff like that. So really close game, end of the game. And I forget who it was from Seattle. It's like a 1-point game, come down. Seattle hits a shot, buzzer beater, boom. Camera goes from the players on the court and pans on the sidelines, and all the guys are going crazy. And there's Sal in the middle of it going like this. Yes, we won.
I totally remember that.
There was our ESPN reporter going, woo!
And now we'll go to Sal with Kevin Durant. Sal.
Oh man, those were wild. Those were wild. Well, I want to get to a little bit of the NBA, but
good.
Let's start with the NFL and the game you're going to be doing this weekend, the Niners and the Falcons. And I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this. Not just the injuries the Niners are facing, it's the NFL. All teams face injuries, but the star power, the salary that's been on the bench week after week after week. You remember seeing anything like this?
Yeah, it's funny. We just left Detroit, and the Lions, if you took their top 6 cornerbacks going into the season, 5 of them were out last week.
Yep.
Like all one spot, they've been devastated. Like they were devastated on the D line. The thing with the Niners, though, it's okay. Here's your quarterback you just paid. Here's the receiver who's coming in healthy and finally going to see some of the promise with Pearsall. And then it's Jennings, your other receiver who you can count on. And then it's Bosa up front, and then it's Fred Warner. And that's just like, there's no way. Like, of all the people, when you're rebuilding a defense, you got this young, all gas, no brakes, solid version 2, and then you lose the guy who can kind of steer that all gas, no brakes young crew. It's like, what do we do? Yet, Tom, they lead the division.
Yeah.
And the division wins already in the bank that other people will not get as this year goes on. It's strangely odd, and they could very much find themselves, at 7-4, 8-5 with a great chance in December. And right now, that's the way a lot of the teams in the league are kind of positioned.
Mac Jones seems like one of the best offseason signings in the NFL right now, doesn't he?
He does. And like a lot of people get paid a lot of money to look at a lot of stuff, right? In the analytics world and all this. Maybe somebody's going to realize, you know what? I'm not going to listen to the noise of my young quarterback isn't ready. I'm going to give him a year. I'm going to let him figure it out. Maybe I'm going to be patient, give him a couple of years. Because guess what? These guys are all resurrected and playing well. And that includes Jared Goff in Detroit and Baker Mayfield in Tampa. And we can go all the way with Daniel Jones with Indianapolis. And Mac Jones is another guy, drafted 15th overall. When you really think about it, he had a year at Bama and then was with teams in New England and Jacksonville that were not the most talented teams. And now he comes to a guy who gets quarterbacks, and he looks like a different guy. Why is it that everybody who kind of – John Gruden had a line about Bill Walsh when I worked with John. He's like, some people think that they're West Coast offense guys because they use the same restroom that Bill Walsh did in San Francisco, right? No, you're not, right? It's because you're there. So it's not because these guys go to Minnesota or LA or San Francisco. It's because of the quality of the coaching they get from McVay, from Shanahan, from O'Connell. And, what's add Matt LaFleur to that in Green Bay is like the story of that group that kind of grew up together in Washington and LA. That's a story that I think will be told in the NFL for 20, 25 years after we're all done with this, because that group knows what it takes to build an offense, to coach a quarterback, and to get guys right. And Mac Jones is another guy who that group has gotten right, and hugely beneficial. Hopefully make him some money down the line as a number one.
Yeah.
Right now, it's winning games. It's kept the Niners season afloat. You want your backup quarterback has to be able to get you 3-1 through a 4-game stretch, and give you a chance. If you lose your quarterback for the year, you're probably not going to win the Super Bowl if you're a quality team. But that guy's got to get you through a month, and right now he has. And beat Atlanta if he's the guy this week, right? Beat Atlanta or just keep this thing going. You've done everything and more, and full credit to John Lynch for the signing and to Kyle for getting this done.
Yeah, you don't have to go above and beyond and be like Jeff Hostetler or Earl Morrall, but you gotta get a month. Like, just give me. Don't sink us. Like, be the guy that keeps this thing afloat. And he's done even more than that. I mean, he's been really, really good. I mean, the one thing that's obvious that he doesn't give him that Purdy does is the mobility, just the ability to move around in the pocket and maybe pick up 5 or 6 yards, a critical third down with your feet. The throws have been spot on, and you can see why Shanahan liked him coming out of college. Like, his timing, his accuracy, he's not afraid to let it rip. He's not a check down guy. I know Shanahan hates that. And by the way, you mentioned all those coaches. I'll give my buddy Mike Silver a plug. The Why is Everything is a really, really good book that kind of details their relationship and all the stuff that they had, they went through together, and now they're flourishing. But No, you're right. And if I said that Mac Jones is the best, Daniel Jones is the best offseason signing. Mac Jones, one of the best offseason signings. But yeah,
Get the last name right. It's fine.
Yeah, he's done that.
Yeah.
I mean, the game. I mean, think about this, Mike. They could have easily lost to the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Could have easily lost to the Cardinals. Thought they were going to lose to the Rams. I mean, that Collins punch fumble was just one of the plays of the year for the Niners. I mean, they've won games that they're probably on the 20% ledger side toward the end of the game, and they're just. I think that belief means something when you move down further into the season.
It does. In those spots you can do those things. And let me add one more thing to the quarterback part of it, Tommy. It's not just can you come win 3 or 4 games. It's can you Mariano Rivera? Can you save a game? Can you save the game that we lose our quarterback somewhere in the third quarter with a lead? Can you come in and not be afraid to run our offense, right? So, I mean, it used to be the starting pitcher in baseball, right? Then it used to be the goalie in hockey. Those like irreplaceable, most important, outsized the fraction of the team that you are. But because of so much that happens at the line, it's that quarterback now more than ever. I'll give you something that was interesting. I was talking to one of the Detroit offensive coordinators. We just had them last week, so it's a lot of top of mind stuff. But we were talking about like where Jared Goff is mentally as a quarterback. He started 70 games for the Rams and now 71 for the Lions or something like right around that. And where he is mentally now is, they send in 2 plays, right? And we see it all the time. Check, can, alert,
Yep.
your head, And so you know that they are getting to a second play or they're giving the illusion that they're getting to a second play, right? So Goff last year, he was asking for a third play. Can you give me can I get some one words that if neither one of these is going to be an optimum play, can I get to a third, right? And that's the high level of what that position has become. All this with the play clock running down. You've just maybe been hit by a guy on a pass rush. Somebody's called in this absolute mumbo jumbo, scat 346, why looky, all this stuff. You're spitting that out and you're making sure every guy is right. Some dude's looking at you and you're motioning him and all that. And to get to that right play, to get a first down, to keep a game going is everything now in football. So I love where the game is in terms of the value of a quarterback. And I think we see you need more than one. And that, to your point, has given the Niners a chance to get Purdy back healthy and give themselves a chance going through the last half of the season. You just want to have a chance to get yourself into the tournament and get hot, right? And you're not going to get Bosa and Warner back in all likelihood, Warner. But if you can start piecing something together on defense and you get all your pieces back on offense, maybe you become a team that can score 30 a game. That's what you have to.
No, the offense is definitely going to have to lead them. I love watching the old NFL coaches stuff when they talk about plays. And like back in the 70s or 80s, they're like, what was that play? They're like, oh, slam 14. We used to run that all the time. I'm like, slam 14. See, I go, you can call a play. You don't have to be John Gruden. Not everything has to be 80 words. It's almost like these guys do it to impress themselves or impress. It's like, if you had to, if somebody came in there and said, look, my finger's on the button and I'm about to push it, shorten some of this shit up. I guarantee you they could shorten it up.
Well, some teams have those one-word calls they can get to for an automatic play. Like something happens at the sideline and it may be a catch, may not be a catch. Everybody runs to the line of scrimmage. Yep. They either have an automatic play or a one-word play they can get to, right? So the language gets shortened. The college quarterbacks have a lot of one-word plays or look at the sideline, right? So that is possible. What these longer plays do, and I've asked guys about that, what they do is the length of the play tells everybody every little detail. So it leaves nothing to chance, right? And in a world where you're exchanging personnel all the time, and I've never asked a coach that. It's a great conversation. Maybe that is why the length of these plays, it's a little control freakish, right?
Yeah.
But when you think about it, with the right guy calling that play in the huddle, those long play call teams execute pretty well. Sometimes they get in their own way, But by and large, they set guys up so you know everything, and I've planned everything for you. Just go execute. So I hear you with the I like basketball. Basketball is great. Oh, 4 down. Oh, you're going to throw it to Duncan
4 down.
on the box? Oh, okay. Great. Guess what? If I know it, they know it, and they can't stop it. That's the beauty of that, right?
Do you think here? So, and this has a little bit to do with baseball, because one of my least favorite things in baseball is this, Mike. After a guy pops up, strikes out, gets hit, or whatever, you get all the fielders that take their hat off, look at their hat, put it back on, and move 2 steps to the left. It's like I think coaches, and in football, it's the play calls. You said everybody knows exactly what to do. I get it. In baseball, it's the cards, and everyone knows exactly where to be positioned. Right. I'm wondering if athletes don't think as much today than they did 30 years ago because they aren't being asked to think as much. Like the coaches don't want them to think. And I think it's a disservice to the athletes, a disservice to the game, because great players with great instincts are super fun to watch. It's almost like they're weeding that out of the game by taking care of every little contingency and saying, we got it. Don't worry about it. You don't need to be on the top step watching the game and watching a swing and watching how the pitcher's pitching to kind of get a feel for where you should be positioned. We'll tell you where to be positioned. And I think the game kind of loses a little something because of it.
It does. It does in some way for those of us who've been watching it for a long time. But 2 things came to mind when you said that. One is baseball. We live in Michigan. I don't cover baseball. I've been a Tiger season ticket for 25 years. I love baseball. Like, I am amazed. I'll see a ball hit. I'm like, oh, a hit. Oh, why is he playing right there? Right? The scouting's incredible. They're always in the right spot. Damn. Okay, now I know why he's looking at that little card, right? So that's one thing. Here's the other one. So you sat next to me for several years doing NBA games, and we all have charts. You know, Fitz has one, Papa did it. We all have charts, right? So I got my chart, and now I'm doing the NBA for the first time in 9.5 years. So I'm going to go back and say, okay, here's what I used to do to prepare. How am I going to adjust this so I'm ready for today's NBA and modernize it a little bit with more stats, more stuff. And then I go to list the number of assistant coaches. And you know this. It went from 2 to 3 to 4 and a workout guy to 5 and 2. And now there are 9 freaking assistant coaches.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
And like, now that's the point. So the NFL, my gosh, there are 17 assistant coaches. I mean, there's an assistant wide receivers coach. There's an assistant coach to every position, and then you've got analysts and all this other stuff in college football. And so we have thickened up the coaching staffs so no stone gets unturned. And even like the guys in the booth who are the analytics guys during the week, you know, here's a good part of it. And your point is well taken. It's changed, but everything has become more precise. And the margin of winning and losing has become more precise, and ergo, you've got more guys to look into that. So that we don't see as many teams screw this up in the NFL, where you'd go, it's 4th and 2. What are they going to do? And then the coach is doing the old Jackie Gleason from the Honeymooners. And then the play clock runs down. Like, oh, I got to bang a timeout. I don't know what we're confused. I can't remember the last time I said, they're not decisive here. They're going to have to take a timeout, right? Why? Because there are loose leaf books this big. You can't take a computer into the coach's box in the NFL. You get a book this big with every scenario already played out, depending on the time of the game. Okay, we're up 10 to the third quarter, 8 minutes left. This stretch. So as the drive starts, I'm the guy with all the stats. You're the head coach. Drive starts at your own 26, I'll say, hey, Tom, from the 40, the other 40 in is a green zone. We're going for it. The 40 to the 40, other 45, that 15-yard stretch, that's your call. That's kind of 50-50. Everything else we're punting. So they know. Like they know. Now, if your punter's hurt, your long snapper, your personal protector, the wind is blowing, all those factors can change that. But otherwise, there's an answer. And all of a sudden, as soon as you get to the 40, hey, we're in the green zone. You got 2 plays to get this, right? So while there's a little bit of that feel, a little bit of texture taken out of it, at the end of the day, it makes for maximum opportunity for the athletes to thrive. That's the same thing you were saying about quarterbacks and plays and all that stuff. We've coached, you could say overcoached, but we've max coached so many now that we are just handing everybody the opportunity. Learn, go play. Learn, go play.
Oh, we're handing them the fish. We're not asking them to go fishing. Is basically what's happening. And for those that are wondering, Mike's chart and my charts were completely different when we were doing NBA games. A little bit different. His charts and my charts.
A little bit of info. You had less. Yeah, all right, fine. But so I did. So Keith Jones is the GM. Keith Jones is the GM of the Flyers. Yep. And we did. He worked at NBC for a long time doing hockey. Awesome dude. Jones is one of my favorite people. So during the bubble, your COVID, we're doing the hockey playoffs, and we're doing them in Stamford, Connecticut. And so we're in a booth, and he's on one side, and I'm on the other side. The games are being played up in Canada, and we just got TV feeds, so we're calling it off the monitor. And I'm there, and I got my charts, and I only did like 13 hockey games in my life, so it wasn't very good. So I'm kind of focused. I got all the numbers and colors and all this crap. And Jonesy's on the other side. He comes in after doing a studio segment, sits down. I'm like, Jonesy, you need a roster? No, I'm fine. Tommy, he did the whole game with nothing. He did the whole game without one piece of paper in front of him, one stat sheet, and he's brilliant. He's so damn good. He's brilliant. I'm like, damn. Like I was grinding for hours on 6:15 minutes played at even strength. And Jonesy's just over there like, yeah, this is great.
Got it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Something we were talking about a few minutes ago, and I wanted to ask you about this. My contention is that efficiency has gotten in the way of entertainment when it comes to sports. And I understand why, because if I'm part of an organization, my job is to win basketball, football, baseball, hockey games. That's my job. I'm not concerned with the entertainment. Efficiency in that NBA. Yeah. Everybody looks the same now. They want layups, they want free throws, they want 3-pointers. That's efficiency, that's analytics. Right. And it makes for a sport to me that's not as exciting as it once was that it could be. Baseball is strikeouts, lift, home runs, swinging from your ass with 2 strikes because that's what the charts tell you should do. It hasn't quite got into football as much now, although we know what everybody's going to do. We know they're going to go for it on 4th down and
that's it.
All that kind of stuff.
Football. It's gotten into football, no doubt.
But I think baseball and basketball, Mike, it makes it just, look at all the stuff that we used to watch growing up with baseball and basketball that's not even in the sport anymore.
Well, 3 things. 1, we've always got to be careful not be the old guy in the barber shop and say it was better in our day, right? Things changed for the better. We used to sit in the back of station wagons without seatbelts, right? And just roll around.
I miss those days, Mike.
I know you do. I know who I'm talking to. No, I know my audience, right? Costas told me early on, always know your audience. I know my audience. Trust me. So listen, but here are 2 things, Tommy, and you're right in general about that. I should say I agree in general with you. Here are 2 points each sport. The NBA, right? 3-on-2. Kick it to an open wing for a corner 3, right?
Yep.
I can't tell you the number of times doing games, after working with you, worked with Hubie Brown for 10 years. Yep. I can't tell you the number of times that when the guys come at 3-on-2 and it's pitched to the corner, Hubie's like, come on, right? Because it's just against everything you thought you'd want to
exactly.
Right? So there's that, okay? But in the playoffs, what happens? Guys get tighter.
Yep.
The rim stays the same size, but the shots don't fall as often. The percentage comes down.
Yep.
In the playoffs, you are almost better off taking it to the basket, right? Even though the analytics say no, the pressure says, let me go to the basket. at the basket, there may be a little more momentum. I may get this guy in foul trouble. It's a higher percentage shot. I'll take the higher percentage of make compared to the number of points on average I get with this next attempt, all that stuff. In baseball, what did we see late in the key playoff games? Oh, here's Billy. He's squaring a bunt. It's his second sacrifice in 3 years, right? because in the games that matter the most, the margins become smaller and the teams are more evenly matched. Therefore, those little things for this much of an edge outweigh the analytics slightly, right? So I do think it's good to have teams that don't just play by that analytics if you've got a team that's going to go all the way. If you got a team at the end of the football season, going for it on fourth down is great. You know what? If it's a playoff game and I'm up 4, maybe I want to punt the ball, or even better, maybe I want to hand it off and milk the 40 seconds or make them call timeout and not throw on third down, incomplete, stop the clock, and hand them 46 extra seconds, which just that still drives me batty, So it's evolutionary. We can't be the old guy and say it was better in our day. But every once in a while, our day comes back, and you're like, I told you guys, right? It's not all analytics.
Oh no, that's where you're wrong. I can be that old guy that says my day was better. I'm not going to say it was completely better. And I got to show you something real quick. I think you'll get a kick out of this. This is what else I have back here.
Oh, get out! Get out!
This is Brownie. Brownie's cruising around. You haven't seen the cats yet, but the bunny comes over here when I'm doing the show, and now she'll just cruise around. I got a zoo over here. We got an absolute zoo over here.
Top 10. I hate to do this to you, but I got like 4 minutes because I got to talk to a special teams coach from the Falcons.
Oh, okay, fantastic. And real quick,
I totally screwed up the tech on the first 10 minutes of this.
That's okay. No worries. And here's a great thing, Mike, about the porch, is you get to scream on the porch all you want, and then you leave the porch. And then guess what? The person on the lawn goes to the porch. Everyone gets their turn on the porch. We're not leaving anybody out. It's like a conveyor belt. Like you were on that sidewalk, then you were on the lawn. Now you get your turn on the porch, and you can yell and scream and rant, be the guy yelling at the clouds, and then you'll leave. And the people that never thought they would be on the porch, everybody gets their turn on the porch. That's what I'm saying. Use it wisely, but everyone gets their turn on the porch.
That's like so. If you made that the title of your TED Talk or your Tom Talk, people would love that. Everybody gets their time on the porch. It's a Tom Talk. That would be amazing.
It's a Tom Talk. There you go. Amazing. Yeah, it would be amazing. All right, real quick before I let you go, is Bijan Robinson the best running back in football?
I would have a really hard time separating Saquon, Bijan, and Christian. I really do, because like you judge them on a couple of things. What's the threat of their passing game, right? Now, I would say Saquon can be very good as a receiver. I think Christian and Bijan are at another level receiver-wise, right? If I've got a power get 3 or 4 yards and dump truck people, I think Saquon would be ahead of Bijan and CMC. But now if I got a Juki in the open field, Christian may be right there with Bijan and then Saquon after that. Not that they can't all do it, right? So we're really splitting hairs. But right now, given how little he's played relative to the other guys, Bijan's in that position where you might say, if you gave me all 3, I'd pick Bijan because he's going to last a little bit longer than the other 2. But it's really cool that Bijan and Christian trained together in LA over the summer for a month. And they're really good pals and get along. And that just adds to the game story a little bit, which I think is pretty neat.
Now, both amazing runners, both amazing coming out of the backfield, catching balls. And that's the great thing about Christian. Crazy thing about Christian this year. He's not running the ball where the damn, but he's got to lap the field in receiving catches and yards by a running back this year. Has to.
No doubt. And, that 3.1 per carry, that's going to come up. Kyle's not going to
get better.
That's got to come up all the way around, right? Which makes what Mac's been able to do even more impressive. And Kyle said,
Yep.
okay,
Yeah.
this isn't working. I'm not going to sit here and, keep putting the head into the wall. I'm going to figure out other ways to kind of get the ball on the edges, get the ball in the perimeter, and get stuff done.
Oh, there you go.
There
I think
you
it's time for you to get going. Let's do it again. Maybe basketball season. Talk about some NBA on NBC.
And I'll go outside in my yard when it's freezing cold in Detroit and do it with you. How about that?
Yeah, you should do it. Both do it from the backyards. Let's both grab a beer.
On. Sold. Love you, brother.
Thanks, Mike. Love you, man.
Man, see you soon.
All right, take it easy, Mike. There you go. The great Mike Tirico. He's the best. Now we did have a little bit of an issue trying to hook up the sound earlier on, which is why it was a little bit. Now we got 30 minutes, but I mean, like that guy is super busy, so I always appreciate the time that he has. He was one of my first partners when I was working for ESPN, calling basketball games, and so yep, that was the game right there. That was the game. That was the game we were calling. And mind you, this is a preseason game. I'm like, preseason? What are we doing here? I think this is a preseason game. Was it not? I doubt it was a preseason game. Look at everybody playing too. Everybody's out there playing during a preseason game. Shocker. Big Shaq, Weber, Vlade. Vlade probably wanted to get kicked out so he can go have a smoke. Dude, let me go smoke some. Yeah, we were down there doing the game. I think that was the first game we did together, and maybe might have been the first game on ESPN. One of the first games. Well, I don't know if it was the first game on ESPN. Could have been though, because it's not like you show a lot of preseason games on ESPN. But that was pretty amazing. You're fighting. That's back when the Kings and the Lakers. It was on. It was absolutely on. I love that era. Kings may have been, even to this day, the best executing half-court basketball team that I've ever seen. They were incredible in the half court. Bibby running the show. Weber and Divac playing high post basketball. They're passing. They may have been the best passing big man tandem the NBA's ever seen. There have been better big men passers. Sabonis, Walton, Joker. Probably missing a few in there. But those two together, your 5 and your 4, they could pass the way they passed. Amazing. Stojakovic was a dead-eye shooter and coming off screens and moving without the ball. And then Doug Christie was your kind of prototypical 3-and-D guy where he'd just get up in you, and he was the guy that would guard Kobe when they matched up. But just great, great matchups, and did not love each other, as you could tell. Preseason. Let's go. Let's get in the tunnel and get after it. So that was fun. So hopefully get a chance to talk to Mike maybe during the NBA season. Have him come on. I'm looking for. It's funny that NBC's been away from basketball for 20 years. I guess they were so tight with Jordan. NBC loved Jordan so much they decided to skip the entire LeBron era. They said, we don't want to have anything to do with LeBron. We're still Team Michael. NBC made a lot of money off Michael. Let's just, in honor of Michael and in deference to Michael, let's just skip LeBron's career. They'll get back for a year. Get back for a year or two of LeBron's career, but that's how long they've been gone. They missed the whole damn thing. And so, anywho, all right, we'll take some comments if you want. We'll be back tomorrow. Greg Cosell is going to join me tomorrow. And again, this is the part I love about this show is that I get to talk to people that I haven't talked to in a while, that I've worked with. Tirico being one of them, Greg Cosell. When I was doing radio, he'd come on once a week, did the show with him. Love Greg. It'd be fun to talk to him about the Niners, about Mac Jones, about the running game, and why the running game isn't isn't working as well as it could. I mean, it's pretty easy. It's the offensive line. Philadelphia this year, offensive line. You wonder why Saquon Barkley's not doing what Saquon Barkley did last year? Offensive line. You wonder why Philly's kind of scuffling this year, even though they're winning some games? Offensive line and defensive line, not as dominant as it has been. That's just where the game's won. I mean, it's not surprising. I mean, the running backs, the quarterbacks, the receivers, skill position, all those guys are the ones that get all the credit. But it's the offensive line and the defensive line. So I can't wait. I can't believe we're like, what are we about 5 days away from the opening season? Warriors go down to LA, and then they got the Nuggets on Thursday. It's a tough two banger. LeBron's going to be out for game 1. Yeah, but so I was I might have got to this. I'll have to wait and find out. What do you want? Bunny's being needy right now. Bunny's just like, well, what do you got? What do you got for me? What are we doing? I'm gonna go outside. I gotta go outside and fix our ghosts. We got ghosts, like inflatable ghosts that Weston got, and they're deflating somehow. So that's my day. I get to go outside and try to fix those ghosts, get them to stand erect. Okay. I need the Viagra ghost. I don't need a flaccid, limp ghost. I need erect ghost, what I need. So I go out there and check that out. But if we have any comments, go ahead and throw them up there. What do we? Oh God, here we go. Go ahead.
It's your birthday today.
Oh! I don't think I ever saw the video of this.
Oh! Rock and roll, let's celebrate. Celebrate, we lose control and you cut the cake. The night is yours, destiny awaits. Oh, wait, so share toast with your closest mates. It's your birthday.
What kind of dope are you on? Look at this. You got a fucking coked out lamb, kitty, John Wayne Gacy driving around cars, dogs, exploding trucks, aliens, little karate, blowing with the hat. Now this was a B. Smith, a Brian Smith production way back in the day. I have no idea where Brian Smith found this, but it lived on. Every time it was somebody's birthday and we knew about it, we would play it for him at the end of the interview. We'd play it for him, and that was our thing. It was a dumb song, a weird song, but it's still around. It's still here. So yeah, I might have a few IPAs tonight. Going out with Lori. I'm not sure what we're doing, but I'm just along for the ride. I'm good. I'm like, okay, good. I just whatever you got planned, we're good to go. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. I got nothing going on. Nothing going on. So yeah, tomorrow, Greg Cosell, and then Dr. Bob and Dennis Ranahan. So we'll break down the Niners play. We'll break down Mac Jones play. Look around the NFL, maybe just a little bit. Kind of curious as to why Daniel Jones is doing as well as he has. I'm guessing offensive line's pretty good there in Indy. Does he expect the Eagles to get back on track? Just kind of go around the NFL, but I want to obviously concentrate on the Niners and get some of his thoughts on what he expects with guys coming back now, what the defense could be like without Fred Warner and Bosa. So Dom, it was a little Tool video, but not quite. I mean, Tool was quite a bit darker than that video. That was I need drugs that fueled this. I know, huh? Who doesn't need the drugs that fueled that masterpiece? Like that had a little bit of everything. That was just, it was wackadoodle. It was a little bit of everything. And so, I should mention, thank goodness the Blue Jays not tied it up, but cut the deficit to 2-1. Now they trail the Mariners in the best of 7. I just want to see it go 7. I want to see a game 7. No, I don't need Girl Scout cookies. All right, no, don't need Girl Scout cookies. But I'd like to see the Brewers do the same. I don't know if they will, but I'd like to see the Brewers get a win. I mean, I bet them to win the World Series, so that'd be nice. To hey, maybe jump in the series just for the heck of it. But we'll see. I don't even know who's starting for them. That's a problem when you're in the NLCS and you don't know who's starting for you on a game-to-game basis. Last game was Peralta. That was probably the one they needed to get. Let's see. Oh, that game's today. Jesus. 3:00. Oh, day game down there. Who do we got pitching? Ashby? Fucking opener again? They're so fucking toast. I mean, they're just so toast. What do they do? What did Milwaukee do? I'm trying to remember. For game 1. Who started that game for them? That was fucking Ashby. That's what I thought. Ashby starting 2 of the first 3 games. It's like the Giants. Who was the guy that started back-to-back games for the Giants? Wasn't that Brebbia? I'm like, that's not a good sign. When you got a guy starting back-to-back games, that's not good. Yeah, I think it was John Brebbia. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but you are in the NLCS, National League Championship Series, and you have an opener starting game 1 and game 3. You fucking nothing else. You have nothing else. These guys are rolling out Snell, Yamamoto. Oh, by the way, we'll just throw Glass now in game 3, and then we'll do Ohtani. Just for the hell of it. We got 4 guys that can dominate you, and we've only unleashed 2 of them. So the Brewers are in deep trouble. I knew that Woodruff injury would come back to get him at some point, and I guess it's a lat. So that kills him. That absolutely kills him. But good Lord, this is what we're doing. What's up with my photo on Wiki? I have no idea what you're talking about. I haven't looked at my photo on Wiki. I don't know what it looks like, and who knows? Oh, okay. That was a basketball card. That was an old Arizona basketball card. Yeah, that's kind of a dumb pose. I don't know why they had us do that, but what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? You just do what they tell you to and move on. You know what? I was like, hey. No, I haven't taken Lou anywhere. Lou doesn't get to go. Lou's not the most well-behaved dog. Huh. Thank you for all your birthday wishes, everybody. Appreciate it. But I got a good day. I don't know what I'm doing today. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. My wife Lori's taking me out, so maybe I'll watch the baseball games when I get back. But I will be back with you tomorrow. Definitely drink. Don't drink in honor of me though. Just drink. Exactly. Fucking Ashby. That's what I'm saying. Fucking Ashby. It's not like they got a whole. It's not like they got a lot of options. And look, I know if they had better options, they would take them. But it's just sad that that's what it's come to. Again, more Smoltz, it ain't. Remember the pitching matchups back in the day? I know Mike said, don't be the old guy saying my day was better. Well, God damn it. A lot of it was. And today's game's fine. And I love a lot about today's game in all sports, and it's okay. It's okay. I'm entering my prime porch years. where I still care enough if you get on the porch and yell a little bit and say, this is bullshit, this is garbage, what are we doing? What's all this crap? At some point, you just don't care anymore. Then you go to pigeon feeding. So you go from the porch to the park. And when you're at the park, then you just feed the pigeons and you don't give a shit anymore. You know those guys that you see, girls, they're in like their shower shoes or their flip-flops and sweats, and it looks like they haven't showered in a week, and they have like a ratty t-shirt on, and they have a bag full of seeds, and they're just feeding the pigeons. They're just taking and throwing. You know, the pigeons come around. You know, here you go. They're pigeon feeding. They're fucking pigeon feeders. They don't give a shit. Like, that's after the porch. So I want to be on the porch because I still want to be passionate about what I'm watching and engage with what I'm watching and have opinions about what I'm watching. But at some point, you know, you just hit the park. They're like, oh, that's all they shoot is 3-pointers anymore? I don't give a shit. Who gives a shit? Everybody looks like thank you, Mom. Everybody looks at a card before every pitch. Don't care. Nobody can don't care. Just don't care. Just turn it on. It's just background to me now. Now, I don't know if I'll get to that point. I still watch enough sports that I care about how they're played, and I care about the entertainment value of sports. And I will stand on that. That efficiency is gotten in the way of entertainment in a lot of ways in sports. So anyway. All right, we're gonna get on out of here. I got three animals. Let me just show them to you. I'm gonna grab this camera right here, and there's Lou. Let's see if I can show you Bunny. So we got Lou, we got Bunny, and then over here, oh well, crap. She just left. And we got Kit. So we got 3 animals. I kind of like this. It's your birthday today. Anyway, I could be on. Maybe put me on the video. See, that's the thing. If I get too excited and start doing something, then she gets involved. She gets active. If I stay calm, then that's our deal. If I stay calm, then she'll stay calm.
Rock, roll, and celebrate. We lose control and you
I mean, look at all the ridiculous shit.
is yours.
John
Destiny.
So you got the night, the baby in space, the by 1940s Overlook Hotel party, dudes surfing in the 30s, aliens dancing. I don't know what they're dancing about. There's that spastic, poked up lamb, kitty, Gacy, puppy, more puppies, cake, burning truck that's exploding, little jujitsu, dude's kicking the shit out of the birthday cake, got the hat on. He's like, come get some. 3 dogs, could be puppies, could not. I don't know if they're brothers. Alien at the circus. This dude's helping out some old chick, and the lambs are going, what the fuck's that all about? I have no idea what we're doing here. And then my name just comes rolling about. And then more fire. There you go. There you go. She might go to bed. Look at this. I'm like at a nursery, at a doggy nursery. She's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to sleep. How about that? You ready to go? Yeah, you're ready to go. She goes, let's go do something. Let's go do. I don't know what we're gonna do, but she wants to. And then Kit's actually right here. She's ready to jump on my lap, but Lou's in her way. So, all right, everybody, have a great day. Thanks for all the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Enjoy the games tonight. Have a beer. Crack a beer for me. And I will see you tomorrow, 12:30. 12:30 tomorrow. Greg Cosell will join me for about a half an hour, 20 minutes. And then Dr. Bob. And then Dennis Franahan. And then we'll send you off into your weekend. Good weekend plan for me, too. Cleaning out the garage this weekend. That's right. Get my son's truck. Gonna get busy. Get busy living or get busy cleaning the garage. And I'm gonna clean the garage. Let's go, Red. See ya.